Hi everyone, you're welcome to today's tutorial. In our tutorial today we'll be learning this 4-in-1 hair bonnet. So for this hair bonnet I make use of my satin fabric or doll face satin. So what you need majorly is just your satin, your scissors, your tape, chalk and pin. You don't need much material. So here I'm making use of my doll face satin fabric. So the first thing is to measure your material. Here I want this bonnet to be a medium size, so I will be cutting out 25 by 25 inches. If you want it bigger than this, you can increase the measurement, and if you want it smaller, you can reduce the measurement. So I use 25 by 25 inches. So this bonnet is a reversible bonnet, so I will be cutting two, but I will be explaining on this one first. So after cutting the 25 by 25 inches, you fold it into two like this, then fold it again into four. So with this you have folded this into four. So after that, you pick your tape rule and measure out the hair circumference. No, I folded this into 4 and my hair circumference I use is 25. So 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. So I'll be measuring 12.5 all around. Whatever measurement you use, we divide it by 2. If you are using 30, you divide 30 by 2. That means you'll be measuring 15 all around. But here I use 25 inches, so that's why I'm measuring 12.5 inches all round. And you cut this out to have your circle. So here I have my circle, and like I said, it's a reversible bonnet, so I have cut the second circle as well. So here are my two circles. So the next thing is to place the right side together. You place it on each other like this. Then you take this to a sewing machine and sew it all round. Sew it all round. Then after sewing it, you make sure you leave at least 2 inches allowance for turning round. So after sewing, this is what I have. So in sewing this type, I will employ that you use a matching color of thread. So this, the purple will be at the top and the brown at the bottom. Any color you are using, just make sure you use a matching color of thread. That is, the thread at the upper part will be for the color of the material at the top, while the one at the shorter side will be for the material under. I hope you understand what I'm saying, just to have a matching color. So after that, you take this to your ironing table and iron this out. So you iron it out. After ironing it, you cover up the 2 inches opening you created to turn it out. So here I have it ironed out. So you can see the opening. I've closed it up. So after that, you pick your tape rule and measure 1.5 inches. Then you measure the 1.5 inches all round. You mark and connect the lines together. You mark this all round. So here I have it all marked round. So after marking it all round, you start creating your pleats. So you start to create your pleat, and while sewing, you make sure you sew on that marking that you have made. So you sew on the marking, you sew it down, you continue to create your pleats like that till you get to the end of the fabric. So here I have it. After creating my pleat, this is what I have. Please take note of these. While creating your pleats, you still make use of this thread. You can see my inner thread is brown while the outer thread is purple. Please don't forget this. Make use of a matching color of thread. And while pleating, you try to measure so that you will not exceed the head circumference you are working with. My head circumference is 23 inches, so I added extra 1 inch to it, so I have 24. You can see this is 12, so if you measure it around, you'll be having 24 inches. So always try to add like extra 1 inch to the head circumference. So now to our band. This is a stretchy material. I make use of a light scuba material. So I have 21 by 10 inches. If you don't want a wider band, you can reduce the length, and the 21 inches is based on your head circumference. The head circumference you have, you will just minus like 2 inches from it to get the measurement. If your head circumference is 20, you will use 18 like that. And if you want a less wider band, you reduce that 10 inches to like 8. So here I have stitched it together. Then after stitching it together, you fold it into two like this. And make sure the two mouths meet together. If you cannot handle it, you can take it back to your sewing machine and stitch it down. You stitch the mouths down together. You can see it's very stretchy, so you have to reduce the circumference so that it will be very firm on the head. So you pick your cap, you fold it into two and mark the two edges. If you notice, the cap is bigger than the band we cut, so we have to make a mark so that while stretching it, the mark will be a guide for you to know how to stretch it and sew, because as you are sewing it, you have to stretch the band so that it will meet up with the cap. So after that, the next thing is to fix it in. So you use the side you are making use of the band. The side you want to use the band. Here I'm using the coffee brown side. I'm using the coffee brown band. So if it's purple you like to use, we just turn it to the purple side and fix it like this. Or any color you are using, just make sure that the band you are using, you will fix it on the color of the band will match the color of the cap. Then you take it to your sewing machine and stitch it down. But while stitching, make sure you stitch on your previous stitch. You make sure you still follow that same line, so you will not be having double lines. So you still sew on that same line. Still sew on this exact line straight down. While sewing, you have to be checking it so that you make sure you pick the band while sewing. So let me take this to my sewing machine and show you what I'm trying to say. So here is what I have. You can see I've attached the band to it. And now to our rope. This rope, you can make yours wider than this. Here I just make use of the remaining material I have. So I have 5 inches by 50. So I use 5 by 50 inches. So you just slant this side. You slant the other side as well. So this measurement is based on what you want. So here I have it. Then you take this to your sewing machine and sew this down. You create an opening of like 1 inch at the middle to turn it to the other side. So here I have it sewn and I'm trying to turn this to the other side. So guys, if you have watched this tutorial to this point and you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe to this channel give us a thumbs up and comment. So after sewing it, I turn it to the other side, I iron it out, then fix it at the back. You see where they have the joining of the band, you fix it at the back, and here is our cap. You can see I'm styling it. This is the number 3 way, this is the 4th way, and here we have our beautiful hair bonnet. You can style it in 4 different ways. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Bye.